What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Colin here with your weekly gaming news. Now, as usual, we're going to go over what I was doing last week and then what I'll be doing this week. Now, last week, games that I actually finished was, actually, I think the only one I finished was Battlefield 1. Yeah, Battlefield 1 was the only one I finished last week. We're still playing Titanfall 2, but I know that I'm almost done with it. So, Titanfall 2 more than likely will be beat this week. We still got Skyrim. Skyrim is not close to being beat. It's going to be, like I said before, it's going to be a while on that one. Although I am moving through the storyline decently, so maybe it won't be extremely long, but we'll see. As of right now, I'm not sure. Because of where I'm moving through in the storyline, to me says it shouldn't be extremely long. So we'll see. I don't know. Maybe some of the storylines wind up being longer to get through. Not sure. So we still got Titanfall 2, Skyrim. This week we started. Not this week. What day did we start that? Friday? Dishonored 2. We just started that a couple days ago, so we're still on that. Now, granted, I know Dishonored 2 is only going to be like a 10 or 12-hour game. It's not one of the games that usually turns into like a 30-hour game. It's not like that. So, Dishonored 2, probably not this week. I'm guessing probably sometime next week we'll be finished with Dishonored 2. And then yesterday, I just started Watch Dogs 2. So we're going through that now as well. I have no idea how long Watch Dogs 2 is. I know the first game was something like maybe 17-hour gameplay or something like that. So maybe Watch Dogs 2 is about that. Might be longer. I don't know. Also keep in mind that this Friday is going to be Killing Floor 2. That's being released. I thought The Walking Dead Season 3 was supposed to be released today, but I checked the PlayStation Store and it's not in there, so I think I read something that was wrong. Now I got to find out when in November it's being released. Because I've definitely seen enough places that say it's November, but then I found one place that supposedly said it was supposed to be the 15th, and didn't happen. So we'll figure that out. So anyways, that's what's going on. That's what happened last week. I only finished one game, Battlefield 1, and then this week we're still going through Titanfall 2, Dishonored 2, Watch Dogs 2, and then Killing Floor 2. A lot of 2s this week. Sheesh. Now, that takes care of that. Don't forget, guys, that also some other time this month they'll be releasing episode 4 for Telltale's Batman series. So they haven't released it yet, so I don't know when it's coming out, but it's supposed to be sometime this month. All right, guys. I think that covers the basis of what was going on. Yeah. So let's hop into the first story, which is The Witcher 3 dev responds to hostile takeover rumors. Earlier this week, The Witcher developer CD Projekt Red announced a November 29th meeting during which shareholders will vote on measures that would help defend itself from a potential hostile takeover. Some feared this voting session may have been in response to an outside company eyeing the Polish studio for a buyout, but this does not appear to be the case. A spokesperson for CD Projekt Red said this measure is not a response to any recent event. The meeting is taking place to vote on preventative measures should the company ever face a hostile takeover bid. That would suck. I don't want someone to buy out this company. I like the company the way it is. It does great games. As for the rumor, it emerged after the board of directors suggested introducing a voting cap during the upcoming shareholder meeting. However, the proposal is not a reaction to any current events affecting CD Projekt, a spokesperson told. Whoops, hold on, guys. I lost my space. Rather, it is meant as insurance against future hypothetical scenarios which may never materialize. We wish to safeguard the interest of minority shareholders in a hypothetical case where a major shareholder emerges professing a business and strategic vision which conflicts with ours. This is not the first time that CD Projekt Red has responded to reports about a possible takeover. In September 2015, it was claimed that the studio was in talks with Electronic Arts about a buyout, but CD Projekt Red later denied this. Speaking to Develop in June of 2015, CD Projekt said it gets approached by companies for acquisition on a regular basis, but added that it doesn't plan on giving up its independence. In 2013, CD Projekt Red studio head Adam Badowski said being independent is a crucial component of the developer's overall strategy. That means we need to be dependent in both ways. First, financially, and secondly, creatively. They're both crucial for us, he said. So as a company, we're listed publicly on the Warsaw Stock Exchange, which gave us financial independence and creativity. We own all our IP, so we're free to invest in our own business with total creative freedom. This gives us a fresh eye in the studio, so it's very important to us. Maybe we could get extra money or experience, but it wouldn't make us happy. Some of the CD Projekt Red's upcoming games include Gwent, the Witcher card game, and Cyberpunk 2077. Assassin's Creed publisher Ubisoft is currently facing a potential hostile takeover bid from Vivendi. So it could be that CD Projekt Red is trying to prevent something similar happening to them. And that's the story on that one. I definitely do want to say that Watch Dogs 2, even though I haven't played a ton of it, the little bit that I did play was incredibly fun. I think the game looks really good. They did a really good polished job on it. So, at least for me, as of right now, I have been really enjoying the game. And I can't wait to continue to play it. But, you know, I gotta sort through the games. I try to put up different stuff for you guys so you're not constantly watching the same thing. So I'll put up like a Watch Dogs 2, then I'll do like a Dishonored 2, then I'll do Skyrim, Titanfall 2, and then Killing Floor 2. So I try to keep things going. Granted, when it gets to me playing 5 games at one time, it does make it a little bit more challenging for me to keep scrolling through everything. But we should be alright, though. Because Titanfall 2 is going to be knocked out pretty soon. So it'll take it back down to 4. Okay, the new Xbox Scorpio will truly deliver 4K gaming. So, Sony's PlayStation 4 Pro came out last week. Across the fence, Microsoft's Project Scorpio console is slated to arrive in holiday 2017. Now, Xbox executive Aaron Greenberg has discussed the upcoming Xbox console, saying it's capable of delivering really true 4K. This will really bring the most powerful console you've ever seen. Greenberg said at this weekend's Xbox Fan Fest in Mexico City, it will bring these really true 4K. Really incredible visual games that we've never seen before on the console. People who have spent thousands of dollars on a high-end PC are getting the experience. How do we bring that to scale in a console in your living room? That's a big part of what Project Scorpio is about. Microsoft has said that all of its first-party games will run at a native 4K. Any games we're making that we're launching in the Scorpio timeframe, we're making sure that they can natively render at 4K. Microsoft Studios GM Shannon Loftus said in September. Microsoft announced Project Scorpio at E3 in June, but the company has not offered much in the way of specifics about the console since then. They may not change suit, as Greenberg said. Microsoft is saving a good deal of significant reveals about Project Scorpio for 2017. Earlier this month, Xbox engineering lead Mike Ybarra said Project Scorpio will, of course, support backwards compatibility for Xbox 360 games. This console also plays all Xbox One titles, according to Microsoft. There won't be any Project Scorpio exclusive games except for virtual reality titles. Pricing for Project Scorpio has not been announced, but Microsoft has repeatedly referred to it as a premium device, so it likely won't be cheap. Sony's PS4 Pro, which launched on November 10th, sells for $400. Microsoft has said Project Scorpio is more powerful than Sony's console by a significant margin. Well, now the question is that going to be a problem for Sony? And are they going to have to think fast on their feet to try and fix that little bit of a problem? Because that is definitely something I thought about when I was reading through stuff, that the Xbox One Scorpio is a lot more powerful than the PlayStation 4 Pro. They're going to have to figure out something, at least you would think so. Because otherwise, you're just going to get a lot of people that are complaining, and they're going to go over to Xbox. If Xbox has the better gaming experience. Why wouldn't they go over? I mean, as of right now, I don't know if I would go over to Xbox or not. I mean, okay, well, let's put it this way. I don't have a 4K TV, so as of right now, it'd be kind of pointless for me to do that. If I had a 4K TV, then sure, I might. But I also, as of right now, I can't afford to go out and buy an Xbox Scorpio. I mean, who knows? Maybe when it comes out in 2017, maybe by then I will have enough money saved to get one or something. I don't know. I have no idea. We'll see what happens. I'm definitely not making any promises that I'm going to get one. No, I don't really favor PS4 over Xbox. It's just that PS4, when it came out, it was the one I could afford, and it was actually a gift to me. So that is one of the reasons of why I went to PS4. And then I've just never had the money to go out and get an Xbox. So who knows? Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Like I said, I don't know. It depends if, one, I can get the money for it, and two, if I had a 4K TV. If I had a 4K TV, then like I said, it would definitely make me be like, maybe I will upgrade. Maybe I will get the Xbox Scorpio. But as of right now, I don't have a 4K TV, and I can't afford a 4K TV. So look at it that way. The chances are pretty low. I eventually, one day down the road, would like a 4K TV, but as of right now, it's not in the books. I do think, hopefully, I'm getting a new TV for Christmas. Because the TV that I'm using, it constantly burns out, and I have to take it to the repair shop to get it fixed. Apparently, LGs are known for LED LGs. Apparently, are known for the bulbs burning out in them. I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but I do. I've replaced the bulbs in it 3 times now, and I'm just kind of getting tired of doing it. I like the TV. It makes games look great, but it burns out roughly every 2 to 2.5 months, and I have to take it in and get it fixed again. It's really annoying. So I put on my Christmas list for this year, new TV. Alright, sorry guys. I got the yakking. Alright, Dead Space devs Star Wars game is not Star Wars Uncharted, coming in 2018. Uncharted sorry guys. Uncharted veteran Amy Hennig is heading up development on the new Star Wars game that is currently in production at Dead Space and Battlefield 1 Hardline Studio Visceral Games. In a new interview with... I'm trying to look at how to say this name. Glixel? I don't know if that's right. Hennig stressed that the game will not be Star Wars Uncharted. The report says the game may be spiritually similar to Uncharted, but it is also be its own thing. As the site points out, Uncharted games are told pretty much exclusively from the point of view of main character Nathan Drake. Stories in the broader Star Wars franchise, however, are often told from multiple perspectives, with the audience forming connections with a handful of characters and plot points. This could be set up for Visceral's new Star Wars game, though nothing is confirmed. I really am excited about this game. I want to see some gameplay on it before I make up my mind. But there's a very good chance I will definitely be playing that. In September, Hennig said that there is a lot of similarities between Uncharted and Star Wars, but there are obviously some big differences too. So I thought that some of the rules I had used making Uncharted no longer applied. She said at the time, in Uncharted or in Indiana Jones, you actually kind of stick with Indy the whole time. There are times you cut away, but it's always something that informs you on what he is doing. Like Marion in the tent. In Star Wars, you're always cutting away to the bad guys and seeing what they're doing. Meanwhile, back at the villain ranch... That's funny. Also in the interview, Hennig called her reaction to Visceral GM Steve Papatis' initial pitch to her to come work on the game. He reportedly said EA wanted to make a scrappy third-person action-adventure game. Hennig said she was initially uneasy about signing on. Okay, imagine how heartbreaking it would be to work on something I love so much, only to be crushed under the combined wheels of EA, Lucasfilm, and Disney, she said. Hennig eventually committed to joining EA to work on the Star Wars game after being promised that she and her team could work closely with Lucasfilm. Specifically, she said she was convinced about taking the job when she knew she would be able to meet with Lucasfilm veterans like Kiri Hart, head of story, and Doug Chiang, executive creative director. Hennig has visited Skywalker Ranch numerous times to see Star Wars props up close and to photograph them for use in the game. Oh man, that would be so cool to go to there. I would love to go to there. Skywalker Ranch, that'd be awesome. Also in the interview, Hennig discussed her departure from Naughty Dog, which took place during the development of Uncharted 4's A Thief's End. Fantastic game. It stated that her exit was not voluntary, according to Glixel. Anybody who knows her and her work knows she would never willingly leave a project in the middle of development. Hennig also confirmed that she has not played Uncharted 4, which she was directing before, replaced by Neil Druckmann and Bruce Straley. If you break up with your spouse and they get remarried, You don't want to see the photos of the happy couple on Facebook, do you? She said. When you're pulling these characters out of yourself, it's kind of twisted in a way to see them in the hands of someone else. Yeah, I understand that. That would be hard to look at a game that you were doing and then all of a sudden everything got changed. A report claimed Naughty Dog lost development on Uncharted 4 was set back by 8 months when Hennig left the studio, but she said in the new interview that it was more like 6. She also talked about the working conditions at Naughty Dog, reiterating that it was normal for junior and senior staffers alike to pull at least 80 hours a week. She did for 10 years. Jesus. Wow. That is one hell of a work week. 10 years, 80 hours a week. Woo! That's hard to have a life. Sometimes he would do 50 hours straight without stopping, she said. That beautiful result we talked about comes at a price. When you're young, it's one thing, but when you're married and have kids and you realize you haven't been home for dinner in a year and you haven't seen your kids, it's a tough thing to sustain. That would be really hard to do. Really hard to do. I don't know. I think that would make me personally pretty damn miserable, honestly. Speaking on a podcast in October, Henning criticized AAA development. We have to get our act figured out as an industry, and the problem is that the ante keeps getting upped in an arms race that is unwinnable and is destroying people. The Glixel interview also referenced a 2018 release date for Visceral's Star Wars game. Okay. Back at E3, EA showed off a brief look at Visceral's Star Wars game, including the images in the gallery above. According to Motive Studios head Jade Raymond, Visceral is taking the game in a groundbreaking directions. For her part, Henning added, "Our goal has always been not to just sort of make a game that is set in the Star Wars universe, but to really tell an authentic Star Wars story. This game is just one of the new Star Wars projects on the way from EA DICE. Is currently at work on Star Wars Battlefront 2 in collaboration with Motive." And that's a wrap on that. I definitely am hoping that comes out. Because the very, very little bit that you've seen of it, it definitely does look interesting. Alright guys, this week it was a little bit shorter than most weeks. A lot of the news that I was scrolling through to try and find for you guys, the articles were really, really short. I probably would have been done with this video in like 10 minutes. So I tried to find a little bit longer ones, and well, that's the best I could do for this week. There wasn't, anything like big that took me a while to go through. But hey, that's all right. I still wanted to get a video out to you guys so you guys know what's going on. So remember, guys, this week we're gonna finish Titanfall 2. We're still playing Skyrim. We're still playing Dishonored 2. We just started Watch Dogs 2, and we're gonna be starting Killing Floor 2. So we're pretty busy gaming wise for at least a couple weeks. I'm gonna say we'll be busy. But Titanfall 2, more than likely I will be finished with it this week, because I think I only got 3 or 2 episodes left of the game anyways, and then it's done. So, and I'm actually going to be playing more of Titanfall 2 tonight. So either I'm going to be down to only 2 missions left, or I'm going to be down to only 1 mission left. So I'm not sure which one it is, but we're getting there, guys. We're almost done with it. It wasn't really that long of a game, but, I've been cycling through other games, so that's why it feels like it's taking a little bit longer to get through it, but it really hasn't. It's really not a long game. I'm only on, like, the 6th or 7th part of it, so not long at all. And that's it for this week. I don't think anything is starting next week unless something gets announced, like the new Walking Dead Season 3, which I think is called A New Frontier or something like that. I'm waiting on the announcement for that. Space Hulk Deathwing was supposed to come out in November from a lot of stuff that I was reading. Well, then I found out it is not. It's not coming out until December 6th. Don't quote me on that, but I know for a fact it is coming out in the very beginning of December, and I want to say it's like December 6th. I think it's coming out with, The Last Guardian. So, there's that. So, sorry guys, that was a game that I did plan on playing, but it's not happening. At least not this month. It was supposed to, but I don't know what happened, and it got pushed back to the beginning of December. So, do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button for me. If you guys like what I'm doing here, please become a subscriber. If you guys want to follow me in my social media sites, links will be in the description down below. I want to thank you guys for watching this today. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got some good information out of it. My name's Colin, a.k.a. Mr. Cowa. I'll see you guys in the next episode next week, unless something happens with my work schedule and it messes it up, because that does happen sometimes. Otherwise than that, I'll see you guys next week. Take care of yourself, guys.